Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition Redstone tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to make a 3x3 piston door using the new Honey Block and the Slime Block. For those of you who watch Truly Bedrock, this door is going to look very familiar to you, and that's because this is the door that I use for my Nether Hub. Now, for those who have seen this door and when I made it, my input to open the door is actually up here. And that's because 2 blocks below in Truly Bedrock, I have a 50 block gap drop into the lava. So I wasn't able to wire anything down below. But I'm so glad that we're doing this tutorial finally, because this is how I originally wanted to do it. And I'm so glad I get to do it this way now. So all we do is step on the pressure plate. That's going to open the door, and you can see how it opens and how it closes. And the way I kind of thought about this was, it reminds me of a blast door from Star Wars, how the door just kind of separates like so, and I really love that. So that is what I have in the Nether Hub, and let's go ahead, we're going to step on it once again, and do notice it is staying open, and then once we step on the pressure plate on this side, that is going to close it right back up. So that is how this door is going to work. To make this 3x3 piston door, you are going to need an 11x7 area. And for the height, you are going to need 7 blocks in height. 2 of those blocks are going to be under the floor level. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at our supplies. And there we go. There are all the supplies we need for today's build. So what we have are 6 sticky pistons, 9 repeaters, 1 comparator, 16 redstone dust, 2 droppers, 1 hopper, 2 pressure plates, 5 slime blocks, 4 honey blocks, and it can be either or, so 5 honey blocks or 4 slime blocks. And then of course we do have our building blocks, 2 stairs, 3 slabs, 20 blocks of obsidian, and then 1 junk item. And no, it does not have to be a diamond block. With that being said, if you want to pause the video, go ahead and do that, grab your supplies, and then we'll jump right into the build. To get things started, what we're going to do is pick a corner. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the left, and we want to grab our sticky pistons. Now from this corner, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up like so. We can remove those, and then place a sticky piston facing in, and then 2 more on top like that. And we're going to do the same to the other side. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4 back, 1, 2, 3, on the 4th block up, place the sticky piston facing in, and then 2 more on top like so. Once you have that done, go ahead and grab your slime block or honey block. The order doesn't matter. On this side, let's go ahead and make it look like this. So we have this backwards C looking shape. And then for this side, we're going to go ahead and grab our honey block. We're going to place 3 there like this on the face of the sticky pistons, and then 1 right there in the center, making that little sideways T. So you can see the shape already, and if we take a look over at the door, this is what we're going to do. That's what it's going to look like when the blocks close together. Now, what I love about the honey block, for those who haven't played around with it too much, the cool thing about the honey block working with the slime block is when we have the slime block, everything is always going to connect. So any slime that's touching, those are going to move together. The same is true for the honey block. So let's go ahead and do that. So again, they move together. But if we place slime and honey together, one's only going to push out and not pull the other one. So those are the mechanics we are going to use. So all that to say is, if we had all honey blocks or all slime blocks and we brought the doors together, they would get stuck. But because of that mechanic, this door is now possible to make, which I think is very cool. So let's go ahead and wire up the redstone. For the redstone, what we're going to do is, we are at the front of the build currently. We are going to swing around to the back side of this one. It doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm just picking this one. And what we're going to do is, right against the middle piston here, let's place a block and then 2 more out. Get your obsidian. Place obsidian right next to this block, and then temporary block here, and then obsidian. Once you have that done, go ahead and place a temporary block here, block there, 1 more temporary block, and then 2 out once again. So it should look just like this. Now what we're going to do is grab our repeaters, and running into our top piston here, let's go ahead and throw down a repeater, set that to 3 ticks of delay, run a repeater into that repeater, set that to 3, giving us a total of 6 ticks of delay. And on the second row, in the middle, throw down a repeater into that obsidian block and set that to 3. Now, go ahead and grab your redstone dust and line the rest of these blocks up with redstone dust. And believe it or not, that is one side wired up. So if we go ahead and give it a test, you can see we get our extension, and then we get the retraction. Now, for those wondering, why are we using obsidian blocks here? And the answer is, obsidian blocks do not stick to honey blocks or slime blocks. So you can see once this is activated, it goes right on by, no problem. But let's say we place a block here that's not obsidian, and it's going to drag it along, and it's not even going to finish doing what it needs to do because it gets all caught up. So let's go ahead and bring that back. Now, I do have a furnace in my inventory because I have a feeling in the comment section someone is going to ask if they can use a furnace or not. And the answer is going to be no, because it's going to do the same thing. A furnace can be pushed and pulled in Bedrock Edition, which is a very cool feature. So normally, this is usually used in Java as a non-movable block, but again, like I said, it can be pushed and pulled, like so. So no, unfortunately, you cannot use a furnace. You are going to have to go with obsidian. So that side is done, and let's quickly wire up this other side. Now, I spent a little bit of time explaining that. So again, obsidian, obsidian, block here, 2 out, block, 2 out, repeater, 3 ticks of delay, repeater, 3 ticks of delay, repeater running into that obsidian, 3 ticks, and redstone dust once again. And we are going to give this a test. That's going to extend, and this is going to extend, and you can see our 3x3 door right there. Now, don't worry, we are going to connect these two together in just a moment. I just wanted to demonstrate how the door was going to work. Okay, so I went ahead and placed the door blocks on top of the honey blocks and sticky pistons. So I'll remove that very quickly so you can see what I actually did. Nothing that needed to be shown really, and then I placed the frame around the door, and then I do have one block coming out because this is where the pressure plate is going to be on this side. But one thing I want to hit on is all the blocks that go under the door, and that's why we have so much obsidian. So let's go ahead, we're going to open the door, and the best way to think about this, as I demonstrated with this grabbing, and you can see it does pull those blocks back, we have to think about where this slides across. So we have the slime block coming this way, the honey block coming across this way, so we can safely place a floor right here, and at this point it's going to be personal preference. But once we get to this point, we do need to have obsidian down below, like that, and then of course obsidian running across the top. And this is assuming you are going to have a roof over your door and going into some sort of hallway, like that. And then we are going to need obsidian on this side, obsidian on this side, so it doesn't catch any of, again, the honey blocks or the slime blocks. And then from there we can go ahead and continue our floor once again, and you can make this look however you'd like. Now, if we go over here, you can see I made it look like this, and that did require a little bit more obsidian coming in. So again, this is all personal preference of how you'd like to do it. I'm mainly interested in showing you the mechanics of the redstone decorating. That is solely up to you, but like I said, I just want to establish that you need obsidian blocks where your slime and honey blocks are going to slide across. So that is all covered, and then from there you can go ahead and decorate however you like. And now it's time to wire up our pressure plates so we can actually open and close this door from both sides. So let's go ahead, we're going to grab our pressure plates, and like I mentioned, being on the outside, this is going to go right here. And if we step inside, this one is going to go right there. So we have this 3-block gap in between. Now what we're going to do is go down below, and we are going to wire up a TFlipFlop. So let's come down here, right under this pressure plate, give a block gap, place a block here, a block there, skip a block, 2 blocks like this. Now go ahead and grab your droppers, place a dropper facing, see if we can, there we go, dropper facing up, and then crouch place a dropper on top of this one facing to the side. Go ahead and replace this block, so it should look just like this. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our hopper and crouch place a hopper into that bottom dropper. Get your comparator, face this way out from this dropper, and crouch place that comparator right on top of the hopper, like so. And then in this bottom dropper, go ahead and place in your junk item. So that is the TFlipFlop done. And then to power it, all we're going to do is run repeater into it from both sides, and then redstone dust. So there we go, that is the TFlipFlop all set up. So if we go ahead and let's just place a piston there. So if we step on the pressure plate, that's going to extend. It's going to stay extended because now the item is now in the top dropper, and then once it gets powered once again, the item spits out, bounces off of the piston. In this case, we are going to have a block. It's going to fall into the hopper and then go back into the bottom dropper. And then you saw there that the piston retracts. So that is the TFlipFlop all done. Now that we have the TFlipFlop all set up and ready to go, it is time to run that into our door. And what I need to do first is actually remove these blocks. I placed too many blocks on the sides. Let's go ahead and remove that. So we are keeping that 3 wide area. Now let's go back down below. So again, the comparator is going to run into a block right here. We want to place a block there. Repeater running out. We can leave that set to 1 tick of delay. And then repeater runs into that block there. And again, we have this gap. So let's go ahead. We're going to place block here, block up, redstone dust like this. So it is now connected to this side. And to demonstrate, we have half of the door working. And now we just need to get to the other side. So in this case, it is time to get our slabs out, or you can use upside down stairs. It's up to you, but we do need that. We can't have full blocks because what we're going to do now is place blocks going down like this, a block up, run redstone underneath. You can see how the line continues down and back up. And there we go. It is all connected. And like I said, we do want to have slabs or stairs because if we use a full block, you can see the line gets cut off, and we don't want that. So again, cut off, and then that is why we have slabs and or stairs. So let's go ahead, because this is now done, we'll go ahead and place in the wall. So as I mentioned, totally up to you how you want this to look, but we kind of want it to look good, right? So we're going to go ahead, and we know it's going to touch right here, so we want obsidian. And then there, blocks here. And you're probably wondering where the stairs come in, and this is where they're about to come in. So again, we don't want this to get disconnected because, again, if we do something like that with a full block, it's going to disconnect. So all we do is grab our stair blocks, come around to this side, place a stair block right there, and that is staying connected, and then a stair block right here. That way from the inside, it still kind of looks like a wall. It's going to have that little shadow, but, you know, it still looks like there's a full block there. So that is everything completely finished. And we have ourselves a working 3x3 piston door, or as I like to call it, the blast door. And there we go. And there you have, everyone. A 3x3 piston door, 3x3 honey block door, slime door, whatever you like to call it, for Bedrock Edition. This is the end of today's redstone tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.